everyone, Ultimate here. So what we're going to do today is some coloring. For pretty much all of my drawings that I show, I really don't color, I'm just showing how I draw them. So I thought I'd do a video on how I color and shade. I have here a HiveWing. Very sad, crying HiveWing. Oh no, so sad. There are many things wrong with this, including his weird tail. Why is that going there? And his small wings, but I'm not going to worry about those because you can use anything. So let's get to it. The first thing that I would always do is choose colors, and this can often be really hard. For Wings of Fire Dragons, it's sometimes easier because every tribe has a kind of color scheme that they always look like. But there are exceptions to this because every dragon's different, and Silk Wings and Rain Wings, for example, can be pretty much any color. Whenever I don't know what color to do, even HiveWings have a wide range. Most of them are black and yellow or something, but there's also red, there's orange, things like that. So I have this. It is a color wheel, in case you couldn't see. And you don't need anything as complicated as this. You can go online and find a spinning color wheel, but this is what I like to use. So there's an arrow here and just every color, and what I like to use for dragons is the complementary colors. And in case you want a color lesson, those are the ones that are opposite each other on the color wheel. And those look best together, or I'll just choose one color and then choose ones next to it to use it. So let's see what we get. Okay, well that was in between, so let's just go here. So we have red, orange, and a bluish green. I'm just going to use this red, orange, and that's going to be what we're using. So now we're going to use this orange, and all HiveWings have some black, so I think I'm going to use the standard black and then shades of red and orange. I'll pick my colors. Now, I like to use Prismacolor art markers. They are awesome, and plenty of people, the alternative is Copics, which are even more expensive, but I haven't used them, I'm sure. I've talked to a lot of people that love them too, but these are the slightly cheaper alternative, and I really like them, so I think we're going to choose a standard orange, this lighter orange, yellow, and we're going to use this black as well. I think we're going to use this possibly. So we have our color scheme, happens to be a fairly HiveWing standard color scheme. And I always like to start with the base color. And in a HiveWing's case, that would be around here the face, around here these scales, the scales that are over here, and pretty much these along the tail. So I think this is going to be his belly, along here, and his wings, the inside of his wings. This is going to be his claws, although I might just use this, which is a kind of gray pen because that's thinner and it'll be easier to use so it doesn't bleed. And then a orangish yellow, which I think is going to be the in-between. And of course the orange, the main color. And then this, I think I'm going to start with. This I'm going to do for the horns and for his spikes. And because this really isn't small enough, I'm going to use a small ink pen to fill in the spikes. I trust these more than my skills with the Prismacolor marker. I've achieved it before, but I'd rather not take risks here. And if it doesn't go well, this is only practice, so It's all good. And color in the stinger. Alrighty, and now HiveWings have those stripes, and since those are also black, it's probably good to use this tiny one. Alright, I finished the stripes. So, now that I'm done that, I'm done with this, I'm going to do the main scales, which would be orange. The main scales will be here and on his face. Alright, and looks like we are done with the orange. Not going to put it away yet though, because we're going to do stuff with it later. Second color, we'll be coloring this middle ridge. And I'm done with this color for now. Now it's time for the belly. Alright, now normally I would be more careful with the colors. They're all over the place now, but I just wanted to see how this would look. So I'm not really too worried about how the end detail is going to be. And to finish the base colors off, I'm going to just add a little bit of blue for his poor tears. I don't know why I drew a sad dragon, but I thought it would be fun to draw. Alright, so I've done the base color. Now you could totally leave it like that, but I like to add shading, so I'm just going to look for the places where part of him overlaps with the other. Like right here, his arm is covering part of his neck, so you would add a bit of shadow there. His leg is covering his arm here, so you would put a shadow there as well. Put a shadow here because his wing would be shadowing, covering part of his leg here. His claws are covering part of his leg here. And of course, lots of his back is being covered here, so adding shading for that. And then just because it's the bottom of it, part of the top is overshadowing the bottom. And then transfer it to the other side, because this other side is the bottom now. His top lip is overshadowing his bottom lip. Go here on the front because his eyebrow is over the top. His horns. And over here, the top wing is overshadowing the bottom one. And of course, this basic entire arm is being covered or overshadowed, so I would just do that. And same with this leg, because it's so far away. Now, the actual thing that you would want to do with this leg and the arm and the wing and such, because they're far away compared to the other bits, you would want to fade them away. But if you're just drawing and coloring, there's not really a way you can do that unless you go in and do it with a program, which I don't really know how to do. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and make it more shadowy. Now what we're going to do next is more shadowing for the belly and the wings. So we're just gonna do what we did last time, just with the body. Now, what we do here, because these are not just a belly, it's not just a smooth belly, it's actually made up of plates. Sort of, not actual like dinner plates, but like armor plates. And you just, underneath each one, you just want to add a tiny bit of a shadow to make it look slightly more realistic. Now, how realistic are talking dragon tribes? Yeah, but it's still fun to draw, and it'll give you practice for drawing actual stuff. So, adding shading over here, underneath, adding some here, anywhere that this would overlap with something else. Do all of this, because this is just being totally shadowed. Do most of this, because most of it's being shadowed. Right, that looks much better. Now what we're going to do is some shading for this. And just like with the belly, these are overlapping plates, so we want to add shadows here. Adding shadows here, adding shadows here. Now, you may be wondering why I didn't add shadows to these bits, because these are plates too. Well, you can do that, but you won't be able to see it, because the black is actually where it ends. So you would have to add a shadow on the black, and that is very hard to do, since black can't really get any darker, can it? Now, depending on the marker, it might not actually be black, just like a really, really dark gray that you can shadow again. Or you could just do gray over and over and over and over until it gets dark enough to be considered black, and then you could still do a shadow. But for the purpose of this drawing, we're going to say it's black and you can't add more to it. Now, I think you're good for that. Alright, and that pretty much does it for shading. So this, although it may not be my best work, still looks much better than what it did before. Now, I would clean this up a little bit, add other details in it, especially if I want to make a unique pattern, but this pretty much covers the basics of coloring. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Do you want to see how I touch up a drawing in a paint program? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Ultimate out.